Good evening, good afternoon, I should say. Good afternoon and welcome to our Sunday matinee. That was just a little snippet of ragtime. You're going to hear some more of that later from our leading lady, Lucia Stetson, today. But for now, let me welcome you guys to episode 3 of QC Quarantine Concerts. We're here with Lucia Stetson, along with a few other special guests. It's exciting to have you guys on board today for this Sunday matinee. We're adding in a new theater company today, Matthew's Playhouse of the Performing Arts. So we have one of their board members with us that's going to talk a little bit about Matthews, what they do, what their organization is, and a chance just to help out some more of our theater community. So a lot of really exciting special things we have lined up for today. But enough of me talking, I should say. I'm going to bring in Lucia Stetson, introduce her. We're going to talk a little about how we met, some of the theater work that she's done in Charlotte, and then you're going to get to hear a few awesome songs from her and a surprise guest that we'll announce in just a little bit. Lucia, welcome.
Hello. Happy Sunday.
It's so great to have you on here this Sunday matinee. How are you doing today?
I almost put the matinee mole on. And we all know the matinee is for the understudy, so I'm going to give my understudy best today.
There we go. Well, I'm excited. I know it's going to be a really, really great time. One thing I think is interesting, since we're talking about Matthews today a little bit, is that we actually, I think, met at Matthews Playhouse after White Christmas.
Yeah.
Many years ago that you were in with Emily Hunter. And that's where I also met my now husband, Jonathan McDonald, who was in that show. So it's crazy how these shows can tie us together and have long-lasting relationships. I will never forget us all sitting in your living room singing show tunes with little Sam Faulkner and Caroline Chisholm.
Yes, oh my God. So funny.
Such faraway days, but also just like yesterday.
I know, now they're all up. Caroline's graduated from college. She's been out of college for years.
I know. So it's crazy to think about.
I know, that was a great show. And there were so many, Alex Aguilar was in that show. Yeah. It was a good one.
It was.
Shout out White Christmas.
Tell us a little bit more, Lucia, about, before you sing your first song, about some of these roles you've played in Charlotte. We have seen you all over the theater scene, CP, Charlotte Squawks, Matthews, everywhere. Tell us about some of those highlights that'll kind of lead us into this first song.
Yeah, it's really interesting because when I moved to Charlotte, I thought that I would never perform again. And actually, I have to thank Matthews Playhouse and Ron Chisholm, shout out to Ron Chisholm, for casting me, because when you leave doing theater as a full-time professional, you don't really think you're ever going to do it again. And Charlotte was so welcoming to me as a performer moving here from out of state. And I have this whole sort of second life where I still get to be a part of the thing that's most important to me in my life, secondary only to my children and my dog. So yeah, we've so many roles. I mean, obviously, Ragtime was really a transformational experience for me. That was at CP. That was a beautiful show to be a part of. Charlotte Squawks has been, amazing because, the Blumenthal just really gives us the creative freedom to do anything we want to do. And of course, Evita, being with my family background, that's probably the most important role I've ever done here or anywhere else. So that's probably up there on the most special.
Awesome. And you're going to sing a little bit from Evita for us. Yes.
Yeah. It was an ambitious choice, but we're going for it.
It's going to be awesome. Well, then I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to take myself out of the screen. And so here's a little Evita from Lucia Stetson.
Okay. I tried to give you a little Evita moment here.
It's beautiful.
What's new when the sign is I'm new? I want to just a second you will be on me too. I get out here when the sun is. Stand back, you ought to know what you're gonna get in me. Just a little touch of quality. Pull me up with the heat, with your noise, with the dirt all through me. Let me dance to your heat, make it loud, let it hurt when it through me. Don't hold back, you're certain to impress. Tell the driver this is where I'm staying. Hello, Buenos Aires. Catch this, just look at me, dressed up somewhere to go. We'll put on the show. Take me in, let me speak, give me lights and me homing. Fill me up with blood Warm me up with your nice, watch me coming. Don't hold back, you are certain to impress. Tell the singer this is where I'm playing. Stand back when the sign is, because you ought to know what you're gonna get in me. Just a little touch of someone. And if ever I go too far, it's because of the things you are. Beautiful town, I love you. And if I need a moment to rest, give my lover the very best. Real light her down and silence. You will tempt, you will treat, you will shine to the death, you will starting. But your flesh will make, you shall have every breath in my body. Put me down for a lifetime of success. Give me credit, I'll find ways to pay. Rio de la Plata, Florida, Corrientes, Nueve de Julio, all I want to know. Stand back when silent, because you ought to know what you're gonna get in me. Just a little touch, just a little touch of Argentina's brand of star.
Woo! And that's how you kick off a Sunday matinee, friends. Nothing like belting that out from your living room.
Anything that like that sitting on the floor. So this is really a good.
So you can add that to your list. The first, singing Evita on a Sunday afternoon from your living room floor.
I'm putting belting on the floor on my resume of talents.
Oh goodness. Okay, so I gotta pop this comment on here over here from since we gave a shout out to Sam Faulkner earlier. Sam Faulkner, you know what? I'm so glad you're watching. It's awesome to know you're here.
Yes, Sam Sheridan.
And then Johnny Hohenstein. Where's Ramsey? Where's their costume change? Like
Ramsey was an amazing dresser for my dresser for Evita, and I think 22 costume changes. It was amazing. She was amazing.
That sounds about right.
She was the real star of Evita at CP.
So I'm going to add this little ticker down here at the bottom. I know you've seen it the other couple nights. Last night and the Friday night, we were looking for Theater Charlotte and Actors Theater. Today, we've added Matthew's Playhouse. It's probably scrolling right across the bottom of your screen right there. And so, Lucia, I'm going to give you a quick second to recover from that song. We're going to pop a special guest that we have on from Matthew's Playhouse. Amy Dunn, one of their board members, is on here with her husband, Ryan. Amy, welcome.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Zach.
I'm so glad that you guys could join us today to share a little bit about Matthews, your involvement with the theater. I know I have a lot of kind of personal history with them, but I'll share that afterward. So I'm going to pop out of the screen. I'm going to let you guys share a little bit your role with Matthews, kind of what Matthews is going through right now, and I'll be right back.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, so I am a board member of the Matthews Playhouse, and I have been there for about a year as a board member. It's a very special theater and a special part of the Charlotte theater community. I talk to a lot of actors, and a lot of people tell me that is where they did their first show in Charlotte, just as Lucia just said, and it's where I did my first show in Charlotte. And yeah, it's been a special place. So our artistic director, Gene Bayless, has given a lot of people a lot of chances. And I just want to give a shout out right now to the kids in our school theater program. They were supposed to, like right now at this minute, supposed to be performing their end of the year programs that they worked really hard on for quite a long time. So I just want to acknowledge them and the production staff and everybody that put all that work into it. They were going to be performing Oklahoma, Babe, Animal Farm, Honk Jr., and just know that we are going to do everything we can to figure this out and figure out a time when those kids can perform in a safe way.
Yeah, Amy and I both performed at Matthew's Playhouse, and we're parents of a 12-year-old daughter. When we moved, we're still relatively new to the scene here. We moved here about 4 years ago, and we're immediately looking for a summer program for our daughter. And Amy found the Matthews Playhouse summer program, and she was the director of education at George Ensemble Theater for some years, so we know good theater programs, and we were so impressed with the staff and the teachers and the community that they were building there, and it was just a thrill to see our daughter be a part of that, and that's what helped us just kind of get more ingrained with what they were doing there. I'm sure we're both going to audition again soon. I've got my eyes on next season.
Yeah. And next season will be our 25th season. So more to come, more information to come on that. So
the last show we saw was Mamma Mia, starring one Lucia Stetson, and your first guest on the show. And I think that just kind of shows, as a cast member, what the experience can be like. You can work with top quality professional talent like those two, along with what's special about Matthews is it might be somebody's first show they've ever done. They're just seeing if they might want to try theater, or they're just getting started, and how special it is for someone who's just learning their craft to be able to work with true professionals, and John Bayless's incredible set designs. It's a special experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's a really great point you mentioned, Ryan. I actually have a long history with Matthews that I'll share a little bit about. I started at Matthews when I was in 7th grade in their, what is now known as their School of Theater. I took classes there. I stayed, interned there during the summers, all through college, did so much with their summer program. When I was a senior in high school, I was their rehearsal accompanist for their senior theater program, and then they were like, they needed one extra person, so I was who was I? Oh, I was the old man in Into the Woods Junior when I was the senior in high school for their senior version. And then they needed a Prince Charming and Snow White, and I was Prince Charming, which we won't even talk about that. But that was a long time ago. A great history. I've played in the pits for lots of shows there. I've worked backstage. I've built sets. I was going to go back through my photos and dig some up to share, but I know they're probably all on Facebook. There are probably also some still hanging on the walls of the community center. So be on the lookout for my face in some of these old archives from the 17 years that I was at Matthews. So it's cool.
And since you mentioned that, literally today, this morning, we just started a new campaign with the hashtag MPH Memories, where we're asking everybody who has any history with the theater, whether it goes back as far as your history or whether it was just a couple weeks ago. We just want everyone to share their stories and their memories, and if possible, some really good photos of their experiences at the Matthews Playhouse through the year. So I think that's going to be really fun, and it's just something just to kind of lift everybody, during this really weird certain times. So I think it will just give us some comfort and some familiarity, and just to remind people that this is a strong company and it's led by really good people, and we're going to be back, and I really believe in all the theaters in the Charlotte area. I love how we're all banding together, and we're going to get through this thing. Yeah.
I will have to find some of those photos then and share that hashtag. My crew to do that as well. So look out for some good old photos.
Yes, please. I look forward to seeing those.
Well, thank you so much, Amy and Ryan. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So much.
Thank you. Theater Charlotte community.
Yeah.
So before we hop back to Lucia, I did want to share a little bit of information kind of about different ways to donate. I know that we have the information right here on the ticker, but also we have our website, QC Concerts. I wanted to pop over to that screen, which I'm going to try to share here. We're going to see how this goes. So right here, you can see beside me a link to our donate page here. So I'm going to pop over to this screen here, scroll down a little bit. You'll notice at the top, there's a donate button right here. It takes you to this page. And on this page at the bottom here are links to some of the companies that we're going to be partnering with in Charlotte. So you can see right there, we've worked with Actors Theater, Theater Charlotte. Today, we're celebrating Matthews Playhouse. Coming up next week, we're going to be talking to Free Reign Theater Company. There's going to be a lot more that we're going to be sharing. So I encourage you to go to our website. If you haven't already, you can click those links. They'll take you directly to those theater companies so that you can donate directly to them to help keep these arts alive. So I'm going to pop that back out now. We're going to bring Lucia back in because she's going to sing a little bit more for us. So Lucia, I'm going to add you back in here, pop over to this view. Before we bring our next guest on, I just have to share this comment here because last night you asked about, is it a real show if there's not muffins? And Hank West is letting us know that the muffins are going to be on the way. So you know what, Hank? We're excited to have some Hank West muffins here.
You got it, Hank.
Yes. So I'm going to introduce our next guest here because Lucia has another very talented member of the Stetson household that's going to join her. Her husband, Jeff, is going to join her on this next song. They're going to sing a duet from Songs for New World, which is a Jason Robert Brown musical. I love the show. I love everything about it. Jeff, welcome.
Yes.
Hey, Zach. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm excellent. You're doing such a great job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So if you haven't seen Jeff on the Charlotte Theater stage, which you probably, it's been a long time.
I have one Charlotte credit to my name. It's actually Matthews.
White Christmas.
White Christmas. That's
Yeah.
Only because, again, Ron Chisholm wrote in with free babysitting by Caroline Chisholm.
Well, and I got it's I guess the Ron Chisholm hour, but I got a phone call on my lunch break at work from this guy I'd never talked to in my life, and he's like, you just really got to do this. You really got to do this. And
Yes.
my wife couldn't talk me into it, but Ron did. So.
Well, we're changing that right here today. It may not be in a theater. It may be in your living room. But hey, you're making another Charlotte debut. It's not going to be the last. So I'm going to take myself out of this feed. Yes. I'm going to turn it over to you guys for some nice songs for New World.
Yeah. And I'll just say, I don't think we've sung publicly, unless it's been a funeral or a wedding, together since we worked together on a cruise ship.
Right.
Shout out to the Marco Polo family. All right. I forced him into this, so let's see how it goes.
I had a house while you were gone. The week after you left me, I found a couple acres near some park. I had a house while you were gone. A house with silver shutters and a driveway laid with marble and thousands of rooms to fill and miles of space to fly. And I tried to believe it. It was better without you. I was safer alone. No, I'd give it all for you. I'd give it all for you by my side once more. Oh, I'd give it all for you. I'd give it just to hold you again. To feel I'm completed, to know there and then that all that I needed was you to fight the fear. And now you're here.
I took a trip while I was gone. Cashed in all my savings and bought an Eldorado. Drove to Tennessee. I took a trip while I was gone. I drove across the country and I stopped in lots of diners and stared at a million stars and thought I could touch the sky. And I tried to believe it. It was better without you. I was finally free. No, I'd give it all for you. I'd give it all for you by my side once more. Oh, I'd give it all for you. I'd give it 'cause the mountains I climb get higher and higher. I'm running from time and walking through fire, and dreams just don't come true.
God knows it's easy to hide from the things that you feel, and harder to blindly trust what you can't understand.
God knows it's easy to run from the people you love, and harder to stand and fight for the things you believe. Nothing about us was perfect or clear, but when paradise calls me, I'd rather be here. There's something between us that nobody else needs to see. There were oceans to cross,
there were mountains to conquer,
and I stood on the shore.
I stood on the cliff, and the second before I jumped, I knew where I needed to be. Oh, I gave it all for you. I gave it all for you by my side once more. Oh, I give it all for you. I give it 'cause it's harder to touch the things that are dearer. I love you too much to trust something clearer. I know I felt you. But here you
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Oh, I wish we could have more of that. Oh my goodness, that was incredible. Jeff Stetson, you are going to be an instant celebrity right now. I gotta go to this comment right here.
Follows my Instagram. This is just proof. This is just proof that we don't hate each other.
Yeah, it is. It is complete proof. Oh, and from Caroline.
Oh, CP.
Yes. So many more I could keep sharing, but there's like way too many. Now I can't even find this comment to take it off. Oh, Ron Chisholm says that you guys are hired for his next show. So I don't know what that is, but there you go. You may want to get that in writing. So there you have it. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. It was a pleasure.
This was fun. Thank you.
Okay, go away.
Okay. So, Lucia, before we go on to our next song and our last song of the hour, I have a couple quick questions for you about theater. So I know that you did a lot of theater before you ever came to Charlotte. I know that you guys performed on cruise ships. You did a lot of other stuff. What is your favorite experience in theater from before you came to Charlotte?
Oh my gosh. Well, I see some of them popping up watching. So I grew up in Washington State with an amazing professional theater company called the Capitol Playhouse, which is now not in operation anymore. But if I could tell you the number of amazing people who came out of that program, we did high quality work, really interesting shows, not just the stuff you would imagine any theater company be doing, but really edgy stuff. I had incredible mentors. Jeff Kingsbury is one of them. A group of people who went on to all do incredible things with their careers. Ian Eisendrath, actually, who did the music for Come From Away, talked me into auditioning for my first musical, which was Into the Woods. And he did that because I was playing in an orchestra pit. I started as a violinist. I was playing in an orchestra pit for Evita, and I was down there thinking like, wow, it's really boring down here. I want to be up there. And so they took me on I didn't start theater until high school, and gave me all the training I needed to go on and do new things. So I don't know that I could pinpoint one particular show, but organizations like Matthews Playhouse, Theater Charlotte, Children's Theater, the Blumenthal, what they're doing with education, it was the most important, impactful thing that happened to me in my life. And whether or not I'm doing professional theater full time, it gave me everything I need to succeed in other lines of business. So I highly encourage everyone watching to continue to donate. You have no idea the change that it made in me as a human being. And I want for other people to be able to experience that.
I just learned a whole lot of new stuff I did not know. I knew you played the violin because we have played together for a wedding, which was a highlight experience, and those photos are out there. I still have them. And, you know, it's just incredible that not only are you such a great musician, unlike you, I crave the orchestra pit and am thrilled to be hiding under the stage.
I'm willing to do it again. I'm willing to do it again. As I get older, I'm ready to start, you know, retreating a little bit.
Well, not yet, but we'll see. So this is something that I just saw pop up from Jonathan and several people that are intrigued about your Instagram stories here with Jeff. I know that's getting a lot of us through this quarantine process. What is other than your Instagram feed with Jeff, what is your favorite quarantine activity?
I don't think I can say that. We have a lot of, I will say this, we have a lot of fun in the family. I mean, you know, I have never spent this much time with my children. It's just is reality. We have spent more time together in 1 week than we have spent together in 12 years. So I am choosing to use this time as a way to reconnect with my children. We're watching movies, we're playing games, we're singing. There's been lots of singing around this house. And, you know, just in general, making Jeff Stetson miserable is one of my favorite things to do. He is just such an easy target. I highly recommend you following it on Instagram because he is truly a star among stars.
Yes. That's awesome. And I think what you mentioned about having more time to spend with family, I think that's a great little segue here into our final song from Ragtime, which you had the opportunity to be mother in Ragtime at Central Piedmont. If you did not see that show, friends, you missed a performance. An incredible, incredible show, a great role, one of my personal favorite shows of all time anyways. And I think you're going to sing a little Back to Before for us.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Take it away.
Okay. Sorry, little technical. There was a time our happiness seemed never ending. I was so sure that where we were heading was right. Life was a road so certain and straight and unbending. Our little road with never a crossroad in sight. Back in the days when we spoke in civilized voices, women in white and sturdy young men at the oar. Back in the days when I let you make all my choices. We can never go back to before. There was a time my feet were so solidly planted. You'd sail away while I turned my back to the sea. I was content, a princess asleep and enchanted. If I had dreams, then I let you dream them for me. Back in the days when everything seemed so much clearer, women in white who knew what their lives held in store. Where are they now, those women who stared from the mirror? We can never go back to before. There are people out there unafraid of revealing that they might have a feeling, or they might have been wrong. There are people out there unafraid to feel my moon, and my stars, and my ocean. We can never go back to before. We can never go back to
Amazing. Amazing.
Rob Patterson.
Costume change and everything.
Mike,
Oh my goodness. That was incredible.
the music keeps going. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
Awesome
I know.
work with
I
you.
had to cover the shoulders for Mother. It's just too much.
So Lucia, I'm going to pop you off for just a second. Don't go anywhere. We're going to wrap up in just a minute. So I did just want to mention a few final things before we head out today. So this is closing out our first weekend of our concert series. We're going to be back next weekend. We're actually going to start adding in Thursday night. So we're going to be back Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday matinee. So don't worry, we're coming back. We're going to get us through this time together. One of the people that I see watching us today, Sierra Key, she's going to be on here on Thursday night with Rixie Terry. And then a full schedule lined up for the next couple of days. I'm going to put that out on Facebook, on our website. You guys are going to know about it. Don't worry, it's coming. But this closes out our first little weekend of these. Again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. We can't go to the theater, but we can still bring the theater to you in the comforts of our living rooms, wherever we're at in our house, encouraging each other just to stay safe, make sure we're following those rules of social distancing, and really just doing our part to make sure that whenever it is safe and possible, we'll be able to return to the theater. And until then, we're going to bring it to you guys same time as our normal shows, same time as the normal time you would go to the theater, right here in your living room. So I see that Lucia and Amy and company are all still on here. I'm going to pop all of us back on one last time. Thank you guys again for being here. It was awesome to have you celebrating Lucia Matthews Playhouse. From all of us to all of you guys, thanks so much. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Great job.